Mr. Ian Little.
Settle down, settle down. Who knew I could play the tambourine, eh? Amazing. The hand read, right? Right, I want your best attention, nobody on your phone. And watch me. Hold on, I'll get my clever passes on. Right, oh, sorry. Right, hello and welcome everybody to the wedding of my beautiful daughter, Holly. AKA Mrs. Holly Gray. And her new husband, Lee Gray. And don't worry, Holly, this speech has been checked and vetted by your sister, Ellen. Apologies in advance. I'll try my best, but it's only been sprung on us 2 years ago, this. I'd like to thank you all for coming today, and particularly those who have travelled any great distance. So I guess that's just about everybody, unless there's any Italians here in the family that I don't know about. But if it is, hold on. I'm going to put my Italian Ray-Bans on. Ciao, benvenuto. Thank you. Grazie. Grazie mille. Oh, and I'd also like to thank that poor bloke who drove all the way from Whitley Bay with a wedding stuff in the old motorhome. All right, with no air conditioning. By the way, obviously me. So obviously, I'd like to thank the key people who organised the whole lovely event, which was, you guessed it, Holly. With with her meticulous research, planning, and attention to detail, and a little bit of help from my sister Ellen, and of course Lee. I'm sure you'll all agree they've done a fantastic job. Up to now. Okay, thanks, Bossy. Holly. So, let me tell you a little bit about my beautiful daughter. I read somewhere I had to mention about the very first time I saw her and how gorgeous she was. Well, Holly, you weren't. I have to say, I got a proper fright when I first seen her. I remember looking down and seeing your contorted face and pointy, lumpy head. Then looking up at your mother and saying, oh, she's lovely. Just push there, push. I even had a quiet word with the midwife and I asked, what's wrong with me bin? But obviously within a few hours and after a quick jet wash, you are absolutely beautiful. Your big blue eyes, blonde hair, all was good. And as a baby, I remember you could talk before you could walk. I recall my mate's girlfriend at the time saying, that baby just spoke to us. She was really spooked. Which is natural, anyway, where was I? Then, before you know it, we couldn't shut her up. And by the time she was 3, she even starred in a TV advert. So I was obviously as proud as punch and tell everyone at work, my little girl's been on the telly. By the way, it was a Metro advert. Anyone remember that? Anyway, when she was 3 or 4, she'd always say to her mother, born me a baby, Mum, born me a baby. And when she was 5, along came Ellen, who within a few years, she had no time for at all. But I'm pleased to say, they're inseparable now. I'm sure all kids mispronounce things or have funny names for people, and Holly was no different. She was adamant prawns were crones, and a caster spell was obviously a witch. But the one I personally used this day to me, I do actually, I do use this, was Holly's word for waiter, which was obviously a bringer. Dad, tell the bringer I bring more crones. When Holly was growing up, she was always very clever at school and had a fantastic end-of-term report. I'd like to say just like me, but to be honest, it was just like her mother. So I had big aspirations for her future career. So when she left school and got a job as a shot girl, I thought she'd crack it.
More money there?
Yeah. But even these dizzy heights were surpassed when she came home one night and said, I've got a job as a boxing ring girl. That meant prancing around, scantily clad between bouts. So you can imagine my disappointment when she left all that glamour behind and got a job in HR. Seriously though, Holly, I've got to say, I'm so proud, and I know your mother is too, of what you've achieved in such a short time, and even fitted in 3 years of study and recently graduated. You're a very organised, intelligent, thoughtful, kind, and caring person, and who will make a fantastic wife and hopefully one day a fantastic mother. I'm getting to that. On that note, I'd like to mention I've got 3 grand dogs. Can I swear? What the fuck a grand dog is? But I would love to trade them in. I'd love to trade them in as soon as possible for 3 grandchildren. As they wouldn't leave 3 presents on me lawn. Just saying, like, just saying. Anyway, that's my daughter. Now moving on to my son-in-law. I remember when Holly first told me about Lee. I was working in the Far East, and she described him in great detail over the phone as tall, good-looking, lovely smile, warm, well-dressed. And after I first met him, I can confirm he is tall. But honestly, after always wanting a son and raising 2 girls, I'm so pleased to welcome you, Lee, into our family. I'm calling my son. Nah, so anyway, and I really mean that. But I won't dwell on Lee. And I'm sure there's other here today who can do a much better job than me. Anyway, I know Holly thinks the world of you, and I hope you're Holly's world too. You're a fantastic team together. Come on. That's evident in the beautiful home you've built together, with Holly's vision and eye for detail, and Lee's patience, hard work, and most importantly, deep pockets. Well done to you both.
That's why I'm crying.
Yeah. So am I, see how much is spent. Anyway, I haven't got much in the way of wisdom to pass on, and in fact, I haven't got anything at all. Other than my good looks, charm and ability. Sorry, Eleanor, I had to put that in. Anyway, but just love each other and be there for each other, and I'm sure you can't go far wrong. With that said, I'd like to raise a glass and invite everyone to join me in wishing you both health, wealth, and most importantly, happiness. To the bride and groom, Holly and Lee Gray. Well done. Cheers. Cheers. Oh, sorry. And I've got here, oh, and by the way, in case you forget your name, Hall, hold on. It's a present.
Well wrapped.
Yeah, I got Amazon to do it. And next year I'll get you the one for the back. No.
You need to.
That's a new namesake.
Do you want this, Adam? Thank you.
Well done, Ian. Right, you two give us a quick hand. Oh yeah, sorry. What are you lot up to? That was absolutely amazing. I loved it. Okay, cool. So now I'm going to pass the microphone over to my beautiful fiance and maid of honor, Ellen Lill.
Evie legs are like jelly. Right. Hello, everybody. Can't believe we're finally here. Oh, hang on. Sorry. Can't believe we're finally here. For those who don't... Sorry. For those who don't know me, I'm Ellen, and I've got the great privilege of being Holly's little sister and her maid of honour today. For those who do know me, you'll know I'm not very soppy or sentimental. I didn't even cry during that ceremony, I'm not going to lie. I don't like being touched. I'm definitely autistic. But Lee did insist that I made a speech. So I will struggle to be soppy throughout this, so this is the best that ChatGPT has to offer. I hope everyone's having a great day so far.
Yeah!
You don't understand the amount of man hours that me and Holly have put into this, so if you said that you weren't enjoying yourself, I swear to God, I'd absolutely kick off. But I do want to thank everyone for coming to an Ellen Little wedding production featuring the one and only Holly Gray! Starring Lee. You're also here. We'll start by saying congratulations. I'm very happy for you both, and I wish you all the happiness and good health in the world, and that's as soppy as I'm going to get. Let's do that. When Holly was only a child, she would say to my mum, "Born me a baby, born me a baby." Deborah, how to oblige, hear me fella. And there was me. Although Holly, sorry Payne. Although Holly asked, she was actually quite traumatised when I was born. If you just flip over the card in front of you, you'll see that was Holly's genuine reaction on my first day on Earth. Pretty fuming.
What has happened? My life is...
So I do think that when I was born, though, the lines got a bit blurred, and Holly wasn't sure if she was my sister or if she had to actually raise me, based on how bossy she was for the past 30 years. She would tell us off, tell us what to do. She would try and ground us. I was like, well, you're 8, shut up. She's always been bossy. You know, when kids would play make-believe games like mums and dads, we would be forced to play princesses and slaves. I'll let you guess who played who. I did always think Holly was really cool when we were younger. She was my big older sister. She wore high heels, had extensions, went clubbing. You know, when we were a bit older, she wasn't 8 in the club. But I did really look up to her, and I just wanted to be just like her because I thought she was really cool. Jesus Christ, how wrong was that? The older I get, the more I realise how uncool she is. She is the absolute goody-goody mayor of Vanilla Town. A free pass is Prince William. She once said that she would ring the police on herself if she ever smoked a cigarette. And I heard her complain recently that she had lobster stains on her personalised napkins. That is not something a cool person has ever said. But when we were little, I used to want to always play with her. So when her friends came round, I would go and knock on that door. But Holly didn't really like me cramping her style. So I would knock, and Holly would decide whether or not I was allowed to join in or whether I was banished. She came up with the concept of a "come on, Ellen," or a "go away, Ellen" day. So a "come on, Ellen" day meant that I was allowed to be in the room if I was quiet, and I'd sit and watch. And if I was really good and really quiet, she might let me join in, but like silently. But a "go away, Ellen" day meant that like she wouldn't even come to the door. She would open the door and shout at us and tell us to piss off. So fast forward a few years, me and Holly, when we lived at home, came in one day and I said, "Where's Hol?" And my mum said she's on a date. And I was like, well, it's weird. I've never heard anyone be mentioned. She didn't say she was talking to anybody or anything like that. Turns out they'd followed each other on Instagram after a setup. And then 15 hours later, they went on a date. A few hours later, she came in. I said, "Hey, how was it?" And dramatic as ever. Back of the wrist to the forehead, swooned. Mrs. Holly Gray. That was the first word. That was the first day. And my sister is nothing but determined, and we wouldn't be here today without her pestering for that ring. So luckily though, Lee was just as intense and weird, and they moved in together.
No more drinks for these two!
So they moved in together just after 3 months of dating, so we definitely knew that he would be perfect for us. He's treated me like a little sister ever since, and he's built a great friendship with my fiancé, Adam. It's a bit annoying when, you know, they insist that they're going to go to the shop to seem helpful when you're making a dinner. I mean, Holly's making a dinner and I'm watching. And then they sneak off to the pub for 3 hours and come back a bit merry and insist that they haven't been on the drink. And sing of it. So when Holly and Lee lived together, it was a couple of weeks into the lockdown and I stayed over one night. Holly was there. Wasn't just me in it. And in true, like, really intense fashion, they decorated their spare room. for me, went out and bought paint and new furniture and accessories and whatnot, and he did it for a girl he just met sister. It was very generous, but like a really quite psychotic gesture.
Looking back at it.
Oh, it was horrible. Didn't want to say that, but it was. They were definitely going through a "come on, Ellen" phase back then. As close as me and Holly are now, we didn't always get on this well. A 5-year age gap during your teenage years does prove to be a test in time for a sibling relationship. For example, when I was about 15, I dyed my hair dark brown. And Holly thought I'd benefit from some unsolicited and unconstructive and relentless advice. She told us I look like a chava, you look unwell, makes you look pale. I said, oh, Holly, pipe down. I know it didn't suit us, babe. We'll get to that. I said, pipe down, Holly. If you keep going, I'm going to pour this glass of water on your head. So she kept going. You look like Wednesday Addams. Is that Dracula's girlfriend? You look dead, all this. So I said, right, no bother. So I got up and I poured the glass of water on her head. And if I was her, I would have taken the loss at that point and really accepted that you deserved it. No. So she went in the kitchen and got a jug of water, but didn't aim for my head, went upstairs and poured it all over my bed.
It was a washing up bucket. I wouldn't go for a small jug.
Washing up bucket, sorry. So bed soaked through, mattress, everything was just ruined. So Deborah threw out the ribbons, having to sort that out in a tiny house with no tumble dryer. So the night ended in Holly getting kicked out because she had nowhere else to sleep. I'm standing behind my mum like that. I'm giving it all this. So it was definitely a go away Ellen day. So Holly, what do you reckon of my hair? What? No.
It's a lovely colour, Ashley.
Thanks, Ash. But these days, we do get on a lot better, and there's more come on Ellen days than not. Now she rings us every day to talk about the same thing over and over again. So I don't know what we're going to talk about now that this is over. But when I looked at my phone 3 years ago today and seen that I had missed FaceTime calls, I knew she was in Italy, but I thought she was just calling to have another pointless chat. But when I rang her back and she answered the phone like this, with a big huge diamond ring on her finger, I screamed the office down, ran into my manager's office. I said, I need to go home. Why? I was like, my sister's just got engaged, I'm too excited, I can't do any work. They actually made a stay at the end of the day, which is a bit weird. But on the way home, I put on Lou Rawls' You'll Never Find Another Love Like Mine. And I didn't make it very far before I had to pull over because I couldn't see where I was going. So I was crying my eyes out. I finally made it. Don't worry, I'm now done. When I was about 4, I'm not holding a grudge or anything. When I was about 4, Holly had her friends around one day, and obviously I wanted to play because I thought she was cool. I know I was naive and young, and I thought she was cool. But I knocked on the door and I said, Holly, can I play with you today? And she said, yeah, it's a come on Ellen day. I thought, I couldn't believe me luck. Oh my God. So she said, I'll race you at the trampoline. Should have seen us go. I'm on that trampoline bouncing away, waiting and waiting and waiting. I thought, what's she doing up there? So I went back, I knocked on the door and she said, actually, it's a go away Ellen day. I only said that so you'd leave her alone. I know. Amy, I don't know why you're looking sympathetic. You were there. Nasty. But these days, again, like I say, there's more come on Ellen days than not. And now that Holly realises that I'm actually cooler than her. But no, in seriousness, I am so happy for you both. You're the perfect couple. I love yous. So let's raise a glass to the newlyweds, wishing you a lifetime of happiness. And for your sake, Leigh, I hope it's a come on Holly night. Cheers. 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 There you go.
Round of applause. You'll never find. You got it? All right, cool. Right, okay, so if you can make his way through it, we're now going to hear from the groom himself, Mr. Leigh Gray.
What a nightmare, we ended on the same joke. Oh shit. It's a come on Ellen day. Not for me, but... Right, now as you all saw this morning, I'm not emotional at all, right? It was this afternoon, but okay, sorry. As we all saw this afternoon, I'm not emotional at all, right? So we'll get through this piece of pee. Whew, right. I actually wrote this last night, so bear with me, right? Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of the new owners of Menagio Campsite, I'm only joking, but a caravan for my 30th and a campsite for my wedding gift. Jesus Christ. What next? I'm only kidding. On behalf of me and my gorgeous wife, I'd like to express our heartfelt thanks and for you all to make the effort to come out to our 3-day, over-the-top, overly organised, but truly beautiful wedding here in Lake Como. You all have absolutely no idea how much it means to have you all here, right? I will not cry 4 lines in, but it means a lot, right? So, I will say this speech is going to contain some swearing, right? Not of my own doing, of other people's, but we'll get there. So I apologise in advance to my nieces and nephews over there. However, they do call me Uncle Knobhead. So sod you. And here come the tears. Whew. So, I'm going to start with the kids, right? Our adorable flower girls and incredibly smart looking page boys, right? Me and you 4 have a very jokey relationship together. We spend our time winding each other up, but today, let's be serious. Uncle Knobhead is incredibly proud of you all. You all look amazing, and seeing you walk down the aisle today has completely filled me and Andy Holly with pride. It's really hard to not make a long list of thank yous, but it's a long list of thank yous, so sit with us. Maid of Honour, Ellen Little. In my words, the littlest Littly. As we both talk about so often, we are both crippled with social awkwardness when it comes to expressing our feelings, especially when it comes to each other. But today, kid, it's happening. As the youngest of 3 in my family, I always wanted a younger sibling. And with you, I have just that. A little sister I'm incredibly proud of, protective of, and someone I thank my lucky stars as part of my family. And what an added bonus that your exceptional choice in a fiancé means that dickhead's here as well today. I've got to have a joke with a cry. It gets us through. The effort you have put into this wedding for me and Holly has been completely unmatched. It is appreciated more than you'll ever know. You and Holly have an incredible relationship. However, Holly was difficult when growing up. Should have really prepared this. Inviting you to come and play and have a go away Ellen Day. I know, sorry. But when she did want to play, it was a come on Ellen Day. Well, today, kid, is very much a come on Ellen Day. And I'm very aware of what I just said. Bridesmaids, where are we? We're dotted. I'd like to take a moment to recognise the incredible bridesmaids standing by Holly today. Your support, love and friendship means the world to her and also to me. Thank you for all the effort you've put into her multiple hens and in making this day perfect for us both. You've not only made Holly feel loved, but also added so much joy to this whole process. We're truly grateful, and I'm more than sure you will keep the dance floor alive tonight. From Holly's friends to my own, my 2 best men and my 2 groomsmen. I'm not looking up. My best friends, I couldn't do life without you 4. You are the best friends a man could wish for. From pissed up stags where I shit myself one too many times, to golf trips with one too many drinks. All 4 of you are only a phone call away to offer life support and ensure I'm all right. We'll never say this to each other, and I am writing this speech pissed. So with a glass of confidence, let me say it. I love the bones off of you all. Thank you for absolutely everything. My mother-in-law, Deborah. Woo! I want to tell you a story which happened very early on in mine and Holly's relationship. I'm putting the speech down, I can freehand this. So it was around Holly's, it was an early morning, and Holly had made a cup of tea. I'd stayed the night. So Holly said, will you take that brew up to me mum? I said, absolutely not. I'm not going up there. No chance. Right? I said, no chance. She could be naked or anything. Right? No, she won't be. Absolutely not. She'll not be naked. Okay, I'll go up. Got up to the room, no one there. Thought, I'll put the brew down on the table, I'll disappear. Looked over at the ensuite. Bubbles! Oh, yes! My goodness! That's what I'm saying. In true Deborah style, I ran off completely, apologising profusely, shouting, I'm sorry. A little bit not sorry. In true Deborah style, Holly ran up to apologise to say, sorry, Mum, and Deborah said, well, at least if he brings me a biscuit, I know he likes what he saw. Now, Deborah, this morning at 7:30, I bought a pack of biscuits because I completely regret not getting back up there and giving you the biscuit. But my groomsmen are shite, it's not under the table. There's a pack of biscuits in there with your name on it. Right. Wait there, I've lost myself. In all seriousness, Deborah, you welcomed me into your family with open arms from the very beginning. You were the kindest, most generous mother-in-law I could have ever wished for. Thank you for being such a lovely mum to Holly. I promise to take care of her and cherish her just as much as you are. Next in the firing line, the father-in-law. Big Lily. Ian, where do I even begin? Renovate a house, Ian will do it. Get married in Italy and get someone to carry all the crap over, Ian will do it. Need a picture hanging up because in your own words, I can't fit shit in the bucket, Ian will do it. Ian, you will stop at nothing to put a smile on Holly's face, and in turn, mine. I have nothing but gratitude for you, and I'll be forever in your debt, as I'm sure all the favours and jobs will continue until you grow old and decrepit, which, given your current age, won't be very long. In all seriousness, Ian, thank you. My mum and dad. You two are simply amazing. I would not be stood here where we are on the happiest day of my life if it wasn't for you two doing everything you've done for me. Your marriage to me is exactly what I want. It's truly an honest marriage. There are ups, there are downs, but you never stop being there for me, my sister Kaylee, my brother Craig, all their brood, but most importantly, for each other. You brought up 3 exceptional kids. Well, I'm exceptional. Not sure about those two. To me, though, your some 49 years together peaked about 10 years ago when Dad was quite unwell. I still lived at home and woke up at about 3 a.m. to a scream from Mum. And I thought, he's died. He's died. Right, put your dressing gown on, go and sort your mother out. She's screaming. Right, okay, she's just died. I'm going to have to sort it out. He's died, sorry. As I psyched myself up, I opened the door, and all I heard was, Steve, you fucking shit all over us. A bit of a pump gone wrong, Dad, eh?
Wasn't me, was it?
However, it was one of the most I've ever laughed in my life. After a bit of sigh of relief that my dad wasn't dead. You two are absolutely everything to me, and I'll never be able, ever, to put into words to how I properly feel about you both. Those of you that read the wedding newspaper, you will have seen a matchmaker's piece. Holly and I were set up by my sister-in-law and Holly's best friend. But the newspaper doesn't tell the full story. I was originally set up with a girl that's at this wedding. However, Morgan Mowbray, I'm a bit too old. Look what you could have had, kid. To my darling wife, Holly Gray. Holly, you may now be Holly Gray, but you will always be Lately to me. You mean the absolute world to me. Yes, you are beautiful, but your true beauty lies in your heart, in the way you care so deeply, love so fully, and give so generously to those around you. In front of all our family and friends today, I promise to be truly accountable to you, to our future, to take on life, to take on love, and all of the possibilities and responsibilities that that brings. No matter what the future has in store for us, I'll be there, by your side, together, forever. So on that note, could we please be upstanding and raise a glass to Mrs. Gray?
Congratulations.